Have you ever felt like your own mind is working against you? You know, that endless stream of noise, just pulling you back into the past, then rocketing you into the future, creating all this stress? Well, today, we're going to completely reframe that struggle. We're diving deep into the profound wisdom revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, on how to turn your thoughts from a burden into the very building blocks of the reality you actually want.
So let's just start with a really honest question here. Does your mind feel like an enemy? For so many of us, it does. That constant chatter, the inner conflict, it feels like a battle we can never win. We think, oh, if I could just quiet the noise, then I'd finally have peace. But what if that whole idea is just completely wrong?
And this is where it gets so powerful. Here's a core insight from Bhagavan. It is not the number of thoughts you have that creates stress. It's their quality. The thoughts that really weigh you down, the ones that cause all that stress, they come from what he calls incompletions. You know, those old wounds, painful patterns, and that deep feeling of being powerless. So the problem isn't that you're thinking too much, it's the inner baggage that's fueling those thoughts. Okay, so let's shift gears now. Let's explore how we can turn our thoughts from our biggest liability into our absolute greatest asset.
So what is a thought really? Bhagavan defines thoughts as our very being, just moving between the past and the future. And get this, in their pure, raw form, thoughts are like Lakshmi, the cosmic energy of wealth. Just think about that. Every single thought is a packet of potential, a kind of spiritual currency that's just waiting for you to consciously invest it. So this really presents us with two completely different ways to live. On one hand, you have the stressful mind. It's constantly fueled by those incompletions, leading to endless conflict and that feeling of being stuck. But on the other hand, you have the powerful mind. And this mind sees every thought as Lakshmi, as raw creative potential that can be manifested. The only difference between the two, it's your inner state. It's how you choose to relate to your own thoughts.
So if incompletion is the root of the problem, let's really understand what it is, and more importantly, how we can heal it for good.
Incompletion, it's that deep, nagging feeling that something is missing, isn't it? That feeling that we are just not enough. Bhagavan reveals that this one feeling is the single source of all powerlessness. It's like the contaminated soil from which all those stressful thoughts grow. Every time you feel powerless, you can trace it right back to an incompletion. You know, this completely changes what we should be chasing in life. We chase external things, money, status. But Bhagavan makes it so clear. The ultimate wealth, the one thing that empowers every single part of your life, is the inner state of completion. That right there is the real spiritual treasure. And here is the solution. Completion is the direct antidote to incompletion. It is that state of feeling whole, of feeling empowered. When you finally achieve completion, that feeling of powerlessness just dissolves. Your mind, which was once shattered into a million pieces, becomes whole and integrated. And it's from this healed, powerful space that you can begin to consciously create. All right, now we move from healing to creating. We're going to learn how to consciously write the inner software, the very source code that runs your reality. A powerful cognition is basically a conscious conclusion that you hold about yourself and about life. Now, this is way more than just a positive affirmation. It is the fundamental operating system for your being. Bhagavan explains that these cognitions are the tools that actually map cosmic truths directly onto your biomemory, integrating them into the very fabric of who you are. This is such a direct and powerful truth. Life is simply the process of manifesting your cognitions. You don't manifest what you wish for. You manifest the conclusions you hold to be true. If you conclude you're powerless, well, that's what you'll manifest. But if you conclude you're a cosmic being with infinite potential, you'll manifest that. Your conclusions literally dictate your reality. So how do we install this new software? Bhagavan gives us an ancient, time-tested process. It's 3 steps. First is Shravana. You listen deeply to the truth. Second is Manana. You turn it over in your mind, you internalize it, you make it your own. And third, Nididhyasana. You live it. You embody that new conclusion until it becomes your natural, default reality. Next up, the science of manifesting. And this isn't magic. It's a real process, and it's based on core cosmic principles that anyone can apply. These are the pillars of a consciously created life: integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, and of course, completion. When you start to build your life on these principles, you're aligning yourself with the very fabric of the cosmos. Manifestation just becomes a natural result of who you are. Now, this is an incredibly empowering truth. Think about it. Anything you get through manipulation or fighting, well, it can be lost just as easily. But what you truly manifest from this deep space of conscious creation can never, ever be taken from you. It becomes a permanent, organic part of your reality.
And finally, we move from just using consciousness to actually living as consciousness, which is your true identity.
This is the ultimate powerful consciousness. You are not a body that has consciousness. You are consciousness. Bhagavan reveals that you are a living, breathing portion of Sadashiva, the ultimate, divine, cosmic consciousness. That's who you really are. Living this truth changes everything. When you invoke your conscious being, you shift your own programming. You move beyond just reacting to life, natural selection, and you step into the power of conscious decision. Your life starts to operate by your choice, not by chance. And according to Bhagavan, this is exactly how you begin to manifest extraordinary realities and powers. So, knowing that your thoughts are wealth, that your conclusions create your reality, and that your true nature is consciousness itself, there's really only one question left to ask. From this space of infinite possibility, what reality will you choose to manifest now?